As Europe debates whether Ukrainian men of fighting age should be turned away and sent back to the battlefield, many people will see this proposal as a deeply troubling sign of how far the conversation has shifted since the conflict began. At the start of the war, the message from Europe was simple: those fleeing danger will be welcomed and protected. Millions of Ukrainians crossed borders seeking safety, and European nations opened their doors. Now, years later, as the conflict continues with no clear end in sight, some politicians appear to be searching for new ways to limit arrivals and reduce the burden on their own countries. What makes this proposal so controversial is that it specifically targets men of fighting age. A person seeking protection could effectively be told that because they are physically capable of serving in the military, they should return to a conflict zone rather than receive refuge. That logic raises serious questions. Should an individual's right to protection depend on whether governments believe they can be useful in combat? Should someone be expected to risk their life in a war they may not support, may not believe in, or may simply wish to avoid? If Europe believes it can no longer absorb additional refugees, then politicians should be honest and have that conversation openly. Discuss capacity, discuss resources, discuss migration policy. But suggesting that people should be pushed back towards the front line because they fit a certain demographic category is a dangerous precedent. The reality is that many of these individuals are not politicians, generals, or decision makers. They are ordinary people trying to survive a conflict that continues to consume lives year after year. They are not responsible for the war, yet they are increasingly being asked to carry its burden. History may provide examples of nations recalling citizens during times of war, but that does not automatically justify it. Refugee protection exists for a reason. It exists to protect human beings from violence and danger, not to assess their military value. The lesson here is simple. If the answer to a prolonged war is simply finding more people to place on the battlefield, then the real problem is not being addressed. The real solution remains the same as it has always been: diplomacy, negotiation, and a genuine effort to bring the conflict to an end. Until that happens, proposals like this will only deepen divisions and create more victims of a war that still appears to have no logical endpoint. This has been the JR Voice. Stay tuned for more unpacking of global headlines.